Coca-Cola didn't start as a global empire. It started as a mistake. In 1886, a pharmacist named John Stith Pemberton was experimenting with tonics in Atlanta, trying to create a medicinal drink that could help with headaches, fatigue, and nerves. One batch was mixed with carbonated water by accident, and instead of throwing it away, someone tasted it. That mistake became Coca-Cola. At first, it was sold for 5 cents a glass at soda fountains, advertised as a brain tonic and intellectual beverage. No one drinking it back then could have imagined that this simple syrup would one day become one of the most recognized products in human history. The name Coca-Cola came from 2 key ingredients: coca leaves and cola nuts. Early versions actually contained trace amounts of cocaine, which was legal at the time and considered medicinal. That ingredient was removed in the early 1900s, but the name stuck. What didn't change was the formula's secrecy. The recipe became a mystery, locked away in legend, said to be known by only a handful of people at any given time. Whether that's fully true or not, the mystery itself became part of the brand. People weren't just drinking a soda, they were drinking a secret. What really transformed Coca-Cola wasn't the drink, but the business mind behind it. Asa Candler, an aggressive marketer, bought the rights to Coca-Cola and pushed it everywhere. He flooded cities with free coupons, painted the logo on walls, clocks, calendars, and storefronts. Coca-Cola wasn't just sold, it was embedded into daily life. By the early 1900s, Coca-Cola was no longer just a drink you tried, it was a drink you recognized. Then came the bottle. In a world full of copycats, Coca-Cola needed something unmistakable. In 1915, the now iconic contour bottle was designed so that you could recognize it even in the dark or if it shattered on the ground. That bottle became one of the most famous industrial designs ever created. You didn't need to read the label. The shape alone told you exactly what it was. As the decades passed, Coca-Cola grew alongside America itself. During World War II, the company promised that every U.S. soldier could buy a Coke for 5 cents, no matter where they were stationed. Bottling plants were built near battlefields, and Coca-Cola followed American troops across Europe and the Pacific. When the war ended, those bottling plants stayed. Coca-Cola didn't just export a drink, it exported American culture: red, white, and refreshment. By the 1950s and 60s, Coca-Cola was everywhere. Diners, drive-ins, jukeboxes, and neon signs glowing in the night. It wasn't just advertising anymore, it was storytelling. Coca-Cola didn't sell sugar water, it sold happiness, youth, freedom, and togetherness. Families smiling around a table, friends laughing on a hot summer day, a cold bottle pulled from ice, condensation dripping down the glass. Coca-Cola became emotional. And then there was Christmas. Coca-Cola didn't invent Santa Claus, but it reshaped him. The red suit, the warm smile, the jolly image of Santa as we know it today was cemented through Coca-Cola's holiday advertising. Every December, the brand returned with the same message: comfort, nostalgia, tradition. Coca-Cola wasn't just part of Christmas. For many people, it felt like Christmas didn't start until the Coca-Cola ads appeared. But dominance invites competition. Pepsi emerged as Coca-Cola's eternal rival, and the Cola Wars began. Taste tests, celebrity endorsements, and massive advertising battles filled television screens. At one point, Coca-Cola made one of the biggest mistakes in corporate history: New Coke. In the 1980s, fearing Pepsi's growing popularity, Coca-Cola changed its formula. The backlash was instant and brutal. People protested, letters poured in. Some treated it like a cultural betrayal. Coca-Cola listened, reversed course, and brought back the original as Coca-Cola Classic. Ironically, the failure made the brand stronger. It proved that Coca-Cola wasn't just a product, it belonged to the people. As time went on, health concerns began to rise. Sugar, obesity, diabetes. The world started to question what it was consuming. Coca-Cola adapted. Diet Coke, Coke Zero Sugar, smaller cans, clearer labeling, acquisitions of water brands, juices, teas, and sports drinks. The company shifted from being a soda company to a beverage company. The logo stayed the same, but the strategy evolved. Despite criticism, Coca-Cola's branding power remained unmatched. The red color alone can trigger recognition anywhere on Earth. You can travel to the most remote village, and there's a strong chance you'll see a Coca-Cola sign hanging outside a shop. In many places, Coca-Cola arrived before electricity or paved roads. That's not just distribution, that's influence. Coca-Cola has also become a symbol people argue about. To some, it represents capitalism, globalization, and corporate power. To others, it represents shared moments, childhood memories, and simple pleasure. That duality is part of what makes it so powerful. Coca-Cola isn't neutral, it's emotional. The company has survived wars, economic collapses, cultural shifts, and changing tastes. It has been loved, criticized, protested, and defended. Yet the core experience hasn't changed much. The sound of a bottle opening, the fizz, the first cold sip. That consistency is rare in a world that constantly changes. Today, Coca-Cola isn't just competing with other sodas, it's competing with attention, with water bottles, energy drinks, coffee chains, and health trends. And still, it remains one of the most valuable brands on the planet. Not because of innovation alone, but because of memory. Because people don't just remember drinking Coca-Cola, they remember who they were with when they drank it. Coca-Cola is proof that a product can outgrow its ingredients, that branding can be stronger than taste, that a mistake in a pharmacy can turn into a global symbol recognized by billions. Love it or hate it, Coca-Cola is more than a drink. It's a mirror of modern history, bottled, carbonated, and served cold.